What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Berserk episode 7. Have I ever been this hyped for a Berserk episode when I start off the video? That's because this was probably the best episode of Berserk 2016 so far, with my boy Guts, big boy, flexing those muscles, going in this episode. I loved it. I absolutely loved this episode, as this episode embodied everything that Berserk is, that Guts is, that thing that we were waiting on to see from this series. And even though it's a little bit laid out, it was good to see it finally get to this point, as it's been confirmed that this is going to be 12 episodes. I remember way back when they were first introduced that I think it was shown that it was going to be 24, so maybe they're doing the second season. It kind of worries me, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with it. And let me explain why. Because they've been doing a very good job with the conviction arc. Controversy aside, just like I said, if they can knock this adaptation out the park, then they will be okay. And so far, they are doing great, especially with this episode. So 12 episodes, if they keep it just at the pace that it's going, don't speed it up any more than it is, and don't leave anything out, I can see them probably converting the conviction arc in 12 episodes, and then we can leave it at that. Maybe get the other arc afterward, because there's still a little piece of armor that we still need to see. But at the same time, once we get to that arc, it's not too much material for Berserk after that, because that's when it started going on its hiatus and whatnot. So I really do think they need to just focus on the conviction arc, so we don't have to wait 20 years to see a continuation of Berserk again. But back to the episode at hand, this was a very good episode. I can absolutely recommend it and say that I am pleased with what they've done with this episode. I just had a big smile on my face the entire time as we get to see Guts going in even more, with him coming in with that hi yo. Man, it's like I feel like I just want to fanboy this entire video instead of talking about the episode. But that's why we're here, to talk about the episode, so let's get to that. So after the incident that happened in that cave last week, Casca is actually being worshipped by the heretics as a witch, and they're starting to like bring her gifts to where she is, you know, the tent that Luca and the ladies of the night stay at. And you know, they're not gonna turn it down, of course, but they realize that they need to lay low and not have all this attention around them, you know, with the Holy Sea and the Holy Iron Chain Knights walking around, you know, pretty much killing and torturing people who believe in this type of thing. So she kindly asked the people, you know, like, if you want to help, do it more discreetly. At the same time, you got Nina saying, you know what, we need to get rid of her. She's a burden. If the Holy Seed comes for us, they're gonna kill us, and I don't want to die because of her. Let's just leave her with our worshippers, and then we can just leave it at that. And props to Luca. I really like her character. I like her sense of responsibility, or kind of her sense of justice, in a sense, by saying, no, we're not going to abandon this girl. We helped her in her hour of need. We're gonna keep helping everybody. That's what I do. I help people, and I'm also not gonna abandon you, Nina. As you know, Nina feels, I can't really point it out, but she feels a little bit of resentment for what she did with luring everybody there and getting them in trouble. But at the same time, she kind of wants to bust off and go into her own, you know, life and do things on her own as well. And I love Luca's sense of justice, as we see that one of Luca's ladies have been taken by the Holy Sea. And as they're walking her through the city, you know, they're savagely beating her with a whip and berating her and everything. Luca steps in and actually takes the whip hit herself and poses the question to the Holy See of, you guys preach all of this stuff, but look at the things that you're doing to people. So who's the real monster here? And it's characters and things like this that makes Berserk what it is, that it seems like nobody's wasted in Berserk, whether they're there for a short time or whether they're there for a long haul. And I'm really liking Luca as a character, as she really does come off as the person who's just doing what she needs to do to survive, but you can tell that she's a genuine person and she cares about each and every one of the girls that she has under her. And it feels good to see that type of light in Berserk, even though that you know that the darkness is gonna come soon. Of course, we all want more Guts. I mean, he's the main character of the story, but it's good to know that they can break off from Guts and give us these character building type of things like we got in this episode. But fear not, Guts does arrive, and he does show out, as he arrives right on time to just mow through these Holy Sea guys like butter with the dragon sword. He's there. Puck and Isidoro is there, and he's there for Casca. He wasn't there to save them. You know, Puck and Isidoro end up saving the girls and everything. He just wants to know what Casca is. He asks if they know where a girl is with this scar, and Luca recognizes the same mark that he has is the same mark that Elaine or Luca has, so she offers to take him to her, only to find out that she is gone because Nina has decided, maybe in a change of heart, to get away from it all and to take Casca away from his life. Plus, if the Holy See finds out what she was doing in that cave of orgy and death, they're gonna die anyway. So she's trying to run away from that. Guts is like, I need to find her. If somebody can't tell me where she is, I'm gonna walk into this damn tower myself. And he just shows why he is definitely one of the most badass characters in manga and anime history. The way he came in with that dragon sword, just went through everybody like butter. However, even though Casca and Nina tried to get away, they still end up getting captured, but they end up getting captured by the worshippers and taken back to the cave, right back where they started from anyway, which was a little bit of a frustration point, especially with the fact that Joaquin guy, something's not right about him altogether, because he was in the cave with a demon, so something probably happened to him, but at the same time, he has offered to tell the Holy See, Farnese and the Iron Chain Knights where this cave is, so that's trouble to begin with. So once they get to the cave, that's where the fun really starts in this episode, as we see, the usual partying or whatever, but it seems like these people in this cave are being possessed. And once Farnese and the others get to the cave, another big character point of this episode is to keep seeing Farnese question the Holy See and the way they go about the things that they do, because Azan, he's kind of like these people in these caves, when they see that they've become demons and started eating each other and things like that, he's like, oh, it's the drugs, it's all that drugging and fucking that they're doing down here is the reason that they're demons. And Farnese is like, no, I've seen some things firsthand and I know something is definitely up here. So it's good to get more characterization again, to see her questioning the things that her knights believe in. Even going back to last week with showing the people that are with Musgus, where they might not exactly be dirty people, but for their loyalty for him, for saving them, they're doing what they want to do. A lot of these people don't even like the killing and torturing that they do, but it's a way of life. It's a way of the things that they have to do to survive. And again, I just cannot commend that it's things like that that makes Berserk what it is, and I'm glad that this anime is capturing that type of feel, as it's really all about the characters, and then the gore, the bloodbath, and the badass guts is what comes after. So inside this cave, that main demon, or wherever he is, the guy with the goat head and the snake for the cock, yeah, that guy. Anyway, he's up to two things. One, he needs to consummate, so he was about to have his way with Casca, which automatically brings nightmares of what happened to her in the eclipse back. But at the same time, they're also going to sacrifice Nina to him, as he needs to sacrifice and he needs to consummate with this witch that they now worship, or they're calling the Black Witch, which is Casca, in order to achieve some type of ritual. We also see that strange monster with the eyes that we saw last week with Joaquin. We also see that is actually like piercing people and turning them into this crazed demon. So it looks like there's two things going on. It looks like the mark that Casca has on her neck is attracting demons, as well as something in that cave is turning people to demons as well. So you got double trouble. And of course, Casca's about to get raped again. But fear not, because here comes big boy Guts running through, mowing through everybody like butter with the sword, just left and right, with Puck actually lighting the way for him to get there, arriving just in time as he shows up in front of Casca, reunited once again, ready to face this goat demon goon. And they actually give us a cliffhanger. This episode was so hype, and then they leave us on a cliffhanger. I gotta clap for Berserk this episode. It was great, and even had some great character moments in it as well, with Isidoro and Puck, deciding like, you know, we want to make ourselves worthy to Guts. We want to look better than him in our eyes, as they were actually in pursuit of this cult, as they had Casca and Nina. They decided to follow him and say, hey, let's go see if we can find out where they go and then come back and tell Guts. That's going to make us look more heroic. And they actually buy some time, you know, for Guts to get there. And it's funny because when the demons get there and start going in, and Farnese and everything sees what's going on, the knights start running, and Isidoro's running too, and he's like, wait a minute, you guys are knights, why are you running? Get back in there and fight, cowards. I mean, it was funny. And also to see the buddying relationship that's building with Puck and Isidoro brings that little bit of comedy aspect to Berserk, which seems unsettling at first, but it really is starting to find its way in. And I can say, I think this is all a tribute to maybe this company is finally finding this niche with doing this series, as everything just blended well. This was a great episode. I mean, honestly, I would give this episode, I would say 8, 9, because it was definitely one of the best. It is the best episode of Berserk that we got of this series so far, and maybe out of all of them. I mean, this episode was just epic, and just to see Guts go in like that alone was definitely worth the price of admission. But my favorite part of the episode was when when Guts showed up in front of Casca, and just for a brief moment, it looked like she actually recognized him. I mean, she just didn't look straightly insane. She actually looked like she was sane just for that brief moment as he looks back at her and smiles. Man, that just warmed my heart to see that. I mean, I know she still has a long way to go as far as her mental sanity, but to see that something is still there, to see that she's beginning to recognize who Guts is, shows that there may just be hope for her. And that was the end of the episode, as it is about to go in next week, because we know we only go up from here. What's going on with Joaquin? I got a feeling that dude's a demon. He probably got stung by that thing with the eyes. There's something about that thing that is going to make a bigger picture, I think. So we'll just have to see with that. Just like I said before, it's been so long since I read the manga, I don't completely remember it, so it's like I'm watching it the first time with you guys too. But it's fun. I like it that way. I like to see it all over again and just have little things that I remember. Also, I don't quite remember what's up with Nina as well, because she keeps coughing. I think she's coughing up blood. So perhaps she has some type of sickness, which may be causing her to change her heart as well and make her want to do the right thing. But definitely the MVP of the episode, besides Gus, of course, has to be Luca, and her sense of kind of justice in a way. It's just her wanting to protect everybody around her. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here again. This episode changed my outlook on Berserk completely. Like I said, I already praised it. I was already going to stick out with it. But if they can keep giving me episodes like this one, I'm willing to look past everything that they've done so far. I just want a faithful adaptation of the Conviction arc, and they definitely did it with this episode. So guys, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. And of course, as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now. But you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you guys for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.